book, The Edge of Reason, one of the most wonderful scenes was a scene in which Bridget Jones interviews the actor Colin Firth. And when we first started making the movie, we were inundated with questions about how we were going to do it. In fact, we spent quite a lot of time discussing it, and then we started noticing in the paper lots of rumour about who might be playing the part of Colin Firth for the interview, because of course Colin, as Mark Darcy in The Edge of Reason, could hardly play himself. Well, I have to admit we never found the perfect answer, but one night when filming was finished, Renee stayed in character and in costume as Bridget Jones, and Colin changed into his own clothes and became himself. And we shot this, which is Bridget Jones's interview of Colin Firth, the actor made famous by Pride and Prejudice.
Hello, I'm here at the set of The Peace Broker to interview Colin Firth, heartthrob to millions and the star of the brilliant 90s BBC adaptation of Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, among other things, that was 10 years ago.
But it was particularly brilliant when he came out of the water and everything. Anyway, it's nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too.
We're here to get to know the real Colin Firth, the complex man behind the wet shirt. You know when you were in Pride and Prejudice and you had to dive into the lake?
Yes.
Well, when they wanted to do another take, would you have to take off the wet shirt and put a dry one on?
I think I probably did, yeah. Ah. And in this film, actually, in
So how many takes did you have to do diving into the actual lake?
Well, all my bits were done in a tank in Ealing. The airborne bit that you see was done by a stuntman.
Well, it looked just like Mr. Darcy.
Well, yes, because he had stuck-on sideburns.
So did you have a stunt double when you had to jump into the lake for Love Actually?
Well, no, because the actual lake's only 3 feet deep. I had to do my scenes sitting down.
So it was you in the water?
Well, yes, obviously. All you can see is my face.
Was the actress sitting as well? The nice Italian one?
Yes, we were both sitting down.
But isn't she much shorter than you?
Yeah. Well, perhaps she was kneeling, I don't know. And she's Portuguese.
Well, you'd never be able to tell. Do you think that the writer-director of Love Actually, Richard Curtis, has spored his own gender of multi-narrative comedy?
I'm sorry?
Do you think he spored his own gender?
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
I mean, spored his own gender.
Well, I think the film's very funny in places, apart from Hugh Grant. Interesting enough, actually, in The Peace Broker, where I play a UN aid worker working in Rwanda.
Sorry, is it true that in the script for Pride and Prejudice, it had the stage notes, imagine that Mark Darcy has an erection?
Yes, it is.
Was that very easy to, you know, act?
The erection? Well, luckily it was a headshot.
Oh. Is that something you do a lot?
No, fortunately, it's the only time I've ever had to simulate an erection.
Well, I don't suppose you fall into a pod in your new film, do you?
No, as you know, it's set in a very famous drought. And,
Can I just clear this up? You know when you were in the wet shirt after the bit in the lake, did they have to keep spraying you with a squirter full of water?
I don't remember. I don't remember. Probably, yes. They did, yes, they did.
Thank you, Colin. We wish you the best of luck on your new film. This is Bridget Jones with Mr. Darcy. Sorry. Colin Firth on the set of Peacemaker.
Broker.
Peace Broker. Thank you. Well, that was great. Thank you. I'm sorry we didn't get on to talking about your new film very much, but it was lovely to meet you at last. Can I